Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi. You are watching MNT News Network. Today is Sunday. Every Sunday we do the program in English. So today also it is in English. The subject of today discussion would be, what does independence mean to the citizen of India? What does independence mean to the citizen of India? We have eminent speaker Mulnivasi Dr. Sanjay Ingole. He is a National General Secretary BAMCEF. We will have a special time discussion with him in the English. Let us uh, invite him. But before inviting him, all of you, I want to request that you are watching this either in YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Let it reach to your family and friends more and more numbers, so that we can understand the movement. Let us invite the today's speaker on the screen and welcome him. Warm welcome. So, Sir Jabim Jai Mulnivasi, very very warm welcome to you.
Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sir. Today's discussion is and the topic is kept in the mind that the 15th August is coming, and people are celebrating Independence Day. So in advance, we are discussing this topic. What does independence mean to the citizen of India? Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
just a straightforward going, first I would like to understand from you that how this topic is relevant in today's time, and how do you analyze, how do you see this topic. Please let us know in 5 minutes around, and then we will come through the another questions. Yeah, just to be, as an introductory, let us enlighten us on this topic, please. Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. First of all, I take this opportunity to extend my warm greetings on the eve of the 15th August, that is the national festival for all the citizens of India, as that is the day of freedom, that is the Independence Day
Yeah,
for the citizens of India from the colonial rule of the Britishers.
yeah,
So I wish each and everybody in India and those who are abroad but Indian citizens
yeah,
happy Independence Day.
right.
And the topic for my lecture today is befitting to that, which says what does independence mean to the citizens of India for citizens of India.
Yeah,
Now, uh, freedom means for all citizens across the globe, for any country. uh, there can be 4 or 5 meanings to the independence, and the
yeah.
first meaning is a historic meaning that
Okay.
comes from the history, emerges from the history, that nation who celebrates its independence
Yeah.
was not independent, that was a slave of somebody,
Hmm.
that was being governed by other people
Hmm.
outside the nation, outside
Yeah.
the country, people who conquered them, coming from outside. The original inhabitants of that particular land,
Yeah.
they succeeded throwing them out from their land and establishing their own governance, their own government, and starting to be a new nation, independent nation.
Yeah.
So that is the first meaning, that they are liberated from the slavery or clutches of slavery of the others.
Okay.
So that is the first meaning, that we are liberated. We are
Okay.
liberated from the imposed
British.
governance of the outsider,
Okay.
foreigners, you can say, for that matter, Videshi.
Yeah.
Second meaning, now this is, I'll take, just put my framework across the audience first, that let us try to understand what are different types of freedom that we have achieved through our movement of independence, and the that we celebrate on the Independence Day.
Right, sir. Yeah.
uh, the first I said that goes into the history. uh, Now, we are liberated from the outsider, no problem, that is freedom, definitely.
Okay.
But if the outsider went and people live in the same frame of mind, with the same conception, with the same custom, culture, practices, system, then actually they are not liberated. It means even if we are celebrating freedom, we are celebrating independence on 15th of August 2023, we actually may not be liberated, we actually may not be independent if our mind remains colonized, our mind remains slaved of the colonial rule. Now, the colonial rule that we understand today, or that is popularly understand in the modern world, that is about the that talks about the British colonial rule or Britishers.
Yes.
But larger scale, if we see, it is not only the British regime, it is not only the Britishers who have encroached other land, invaded other land, and slaved the other people, but
Hmm.
there are their shades of our variety of groups, human groups who had colonized the many parts of the country. And before Britishers, you see, there were, first of all, in terms of India, Aryans invaded India. So
Hmm.
even if we are today liberated from Britishers, but the Aryans are still controlling and ruling the Indian nation, it
Hmm.
means today also this 15th August independence is from the Britishers but not from the Aryan Brahmins.
Hmm.
So for that matter, this independence is not the real independence. So
Hmm.
a poet has expressed this very well in India. In Hindi, he
Yeah.
says, "ये आजादी झूठी है, देश की जनता भूखी है." So when
Yes. Yeah.
we are
Right.
not free from the threat of the hunger, the threat of the malnutrition, the threat of the starvation,
Yeah.
then we are not free. Our mind
Hmm.
is actually occupied by a fear and the threat of calamity.
Hmm.
And most of the calamities that human beings are facing today, they are man-made calamities.
Hmm.
We are naturally prepared to face the natural calamities. We,
Hmm.
being a creature of the nature, we have a capacity to adapt with the natural calamities. But the man-made calamities cannot be naturally adapted, cannot be naturally tutored. For that, we are required to make special effort by organizing the victim people, by organizing those who are affected by those calamities, and
Yeah.
then only we can liberate ourselves from the man-made calamities. So the
Yeah.
second point I am making is that although we are free from the British colonial rule, but yet we are not free from, first of all, the Aryan Brahmin rule, because
Hmm.
they they have conquered our mind, not just our land.
Hmm.
They
They
have
have conquered.
conquered our thinking. Therefore, that must be remembered on this day, that this is the reminder that we are still required, the citizens of India are still required to march ahead or take forward the karwa of independence
Hmm.
from the landmark of having our own constitution, which we
Yes.
celebrate on 26th January every
Yeah.
year. So
Right.
that is a landmark achievement in our fight against the outsiders,
Hmm.
and we succeeded in throwing out the most powerful, physically imposed and most visible enemy. but that has given us power and confidence that we can also throw out all others who had come to India and conquered us before Britishers,
Right, sir.
particularly their colonization of our mind,
Yeah.
their oppression and burden on our mind and our culture and our society, and kind of social system they have created through which we are still not able to actually achieve the full manhood, full mankind blossoming of our personality as
Yeah.
citizens of the nation.
Yeah.
Secondly, the freedom, the independence to the citizens of India means the one which is expressed in the preamble of the Constitution of India,
Yeah. That's
which we have
very
achieved through
important.
the efforts of our forefathers.
Yeah.
And that preamble talks about, the first of all, the preamble talks about, that tells us that in the independent pre-India, we will have access to justice.
Hmm.
So freedom means justice, access to justice.
Right.
And
Freedom
that
is.
is, yeah, and that is the mechanism to overcome the man-made calamity of
Hmm.
injustices that are imposed upon the human beings by the human beings themselves, a group of human beings themselves, to which the religious bibliographical references will call
Yeah.
them as the Satan. है ना?
Yes. Yes.
So,
That's right.
freedom means freedom from the Satan. Freedom means freedom from the wild mind, freedom from the man who is not socialized, freedom
Hmm.
from the man and the group who is barbaric in its character, barbaric in
Character.
its social character. So
Yeah.
that is also the another meaning for no independence to us,
Yeah.
that we are independent of that, we are free from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the
Um,
third
yeah.
meaning, the third meaning can be the our mind. If we are independence, it means we have a liberty to think independently, and
Yeah.
fundamentally that is the objective of education as an
Hmm.
institution in human society. So the fundamental objective of the education is to prepare human being to think independently, creatively, innovatively, and that freedom actually has brought development, scientific development in the human society across the globe. Had there
Yeah.
not been a freedom of mind, we would have been walking on the same roads, we would have been walking, facing the same difficulties, passing through the same turbulences, difficulties, but only because creative thinking and innovation, scientific development, the man has brought luxury to life, man has brought peace to the life, man has brought prosperity to the society. So the third meaning of independence to us is the freedom to think independently, freedom to apply our mind to resolve our problems, and not just keep our problems on the head of the so-called supernatural power or the God, and unnecessarily not blaming the so-called God. No,
Yeah.
when the roots of our problem, they are visible to us, and they are indeed rooted into the deeds of the human being, then we should look into that reason and remove that reason. That is something scientific we should think. And through this
Yes.
independence, we actually got that uh, freedom, we got that liberty, we got that justice to apply
Yes.
our mind, take education, and for that we should always be very thankful to our forefathers who fought for our independence, particularly the indigenous masses, the Dharti Aba Birsa Munda, who
Yes.
actually started this movement. No, when
Right.
we uh, when we celebrate Independence Day in India, we
Yeah.
normally we normally look at our borders, Normally, we look at the Lal Killa and the Britishers, but primarily educated man must look at the jungles of the Chota Nagpur, from where the movement for freedom from Britishers was launched by Dharti Aba Birsa Munda.
Yes.
धरती का आबा मतलब धरती के
Yes.
फादर ऑफ द लैंड बिरसा मुंडा. He actually thought independently, he thought that this is possible, that we can push Britishers out from our land. Otherwise,
Yes.
the Indian National Congress, which today takes pride in uh, saying that India got freedom and independence due to the efforts of the Gandhiji and Congress party, that is actually a false consciousness,
Yeah.
because this Congress party was formed by Britishers themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
those who were in the Congress party, they were the people chosen by the Britishers, and they were the people of the Britishers who today, try to call themselves the freedom fighters. They were actually
Correct.
not the freedom fighters. They were the stooges of the Britishers, and
Yeah.
only because the common man do not have access to write its own history. The common man do not have right to propagate the right history. Therefore, they take this advantage and try to say that they are the freedom fighters. They were actually the servants of the British government. They're actually the stooges of the British government, and they were projected at the end when the situation arose that the Britishers were not able to actually rule India after the Second World War. The
Yeah.
situation across the globe changed, and Britishers themselves decided not to rule other countries, make them
Yeah.
free countries. Whatever exploitation they had planned,
Yeah.
they wanted to draw resources, exploit resources from across the globe. They exploited all those resources, and
Yeah.
thereafter they wanted to liberate them. So that was one reason. Secondly,
Mm.
their own administration has lost the capacity to rule the other nations when they were agitating. And third, the people of India, the indigenous people of India, not
Mm.
these Aryan Brahmins who are heading the Congress party, who are heading the Communist party, who are heading the so-called Samajwadi parties in India.
Yeah.
No, now,
The
although in
BJP.
those parties, our people are the members, our people are the masses, our people are supporters,
Yeah.
but these parties, the so-called National Congress Party, the so-called Communist Party, the so-called Samta Party, the
Samajwadi Party,
Samajwadi
Janata Dal,
Socialist
JDU.
Party,
Yeah.
all they,
BJP. Yeah.
yeah. So these people, they did not fought. The masses actually created fear in the mind of the British government. The
Mm.
people like Udham Singh,
Yeah.
who killed the British officer right in his own
From
premises,
England. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So people like him, people like Bhagat Singh, who dare to enter into the chamber of the powerful judges of British government and warn
Yes.
them that if you do not liberate us, we can reach to you, and we do not fear. When we do not fear to kill ourselves for the cause of our nation, for the land, for the soil of our nation, you mind that humanity Bhagat Singh had. He did not kill
Yeah.
the judge. He just
Yeah.
told the judge. He just conveyed the message
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
people can take up the weapons. No, when Bhagat Singh and his team, they blasted the bomb in the chamber, they did not kill anybody. Anybody. They just provided a message. They gave a message, a protest, or a protest, and just communicating that fact, communicating that message to those judges and the British government. They had to sacrifice their life, and they were hanged till death. That kind of a sacrifice our forefathers made, and we got independence. It is not the independence that the Congress party has provided to us. The independence today we celebrate is provided to us by our own forefathers, the indigenous people of this land. भारत के मूल निवासी SC ST
Yeah.
OBC और इनसे धर्म
हम
परिवर्तित
भारत के महान।
अल्पसंख्यक लोग,
या
इनकी मेहनत से ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को थ्रेट लगा। ये
यस
मुट्ठी भर लोग जो उनके गुलाम थे, the so called
सर।
leaders of that time, the stalwarts, they were actually the slave of British government.
या सर, आई
They
थिंक
had
वी
no
हैव अंडरस्टूड।
capacity to, yeah, they had no capacity to trade the British government.
या
The British government had very access to immediately jail them like anything.
या
No? Like
सो
we tie our kettles to the place of their residence
sir,
in their
I
shades.
think you have put enough light on
Yeah,
the topic today. Yeah,
yeah,
that what does independence mean to the citizen of India? I think very
yeah,
quickly. I think we will just you can just lay down few bullet points that then who are the obstacle, who are the people who have created the our situation like this, the Mulnivasi or aboriginals or the indigenous people who are called 80 to 90% of the India their population. uh, who are those obstacles, or who has created such a situation for Mool Nivasi from all kind of, either it's a health, it's education, it's their poverty, or all
yeah,
kind of problems. So let us put some obstacle so that people can understand that these are the problems for us. And then
actually.
next question we will move. Then
Hmm.
are we going to get the independence from them?
In real
Is
sense,
it
okay.
possible? Yeah, no, because that should be the solution. Because we should move to the solution. Putting the obstacle and moving to the solution should be the end of the, I think, program today. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. See, I'll just recapture capture what I was trying to say in the first part.
yeah,
That independence to citizens of India means freedom, justice. Now, first of all, the justice, equality. Now, freedom, that is liberty. We call it liberty
and fraternity.
from whatever we captured as problematic to us. No,
Yeah, yeah,
no, injustice was problematic to us. The inequality was problematic to us. Then, no, the slavery was problematic to us. We had no rights, so we got freedom from that, and we are independently. We can think independently. We can behave independently. We can profess any profession, occupation, and we can progress. That
yeah,
is the first part of it. The
yeah,
second part, that even if today we are independent, but we are not independent in real sense. On paper, in the Constitution of India, or in some aspect of our life, we are independent, and whatever independence that we are enjoying, that is, brought to us by our forefathers. And even today, whatever efforts we are making as a collective movement, due to that, whatever today we are enjoying out of that, to that proportionate, we are independent. But to be fully independent, to enjoy actually the fearless mind, to actually do away with the fear and threat and blind belief and now everything that is, that prevents us from you know enjoying the life uh, which has developed throughout the development of the scientific era. We are not able to enjoy all that. So now if we want to lead our life in the modern society at par with the scientific development, then the first and foremost obstacle now is definitely the people who are not from India but they are ruling India. So we have the nation, we have the governance of the people, for the people, but not by the people. The governance that today we have in India is not by the people of India. The governance India is today by the outsiders, and they are hiding themselves, and they are creating all kinds of efforts to hide themselves. The Aryan Brahmins, They are ruling this nation today, and they are doing all kind of mischief with the Constitution of India and the system that we have created in this country. Now, the system of democracy. So that is the
Right.
first threat, and that is the first obstacle that we need to expose them. That
Hmm.
today they are in India and they are ruling India, but they are not the people of India.
Hmm.
The real people of India are the SC, ST, OBC, and the converted minorities. They are the real people of India. So, for actually enjoying the independence in its real and full sense, we need to remove the illusion and open the curtain, or unveil the wrappers in which the Aryan Brahmins they have hidden themselves. Through that only we can remove, or through that we can achieve the independence of our wisdom. In our wisdom itself, they are ruling today. So the first obstacle is our wisdom, our knowledge. Who
Yeah.
are we? Who are the
Yeah.
real people of India? In
Correct.
that understanding, if we are mistaking, if we are calculating those people who have come to India from outside and they're ruling India today, that is one thing we should identify and get clarity about. The second thing that we need to have with us to enjoy independence in its real sense is to prepare ourselves, to organize ourselves, to take charge of our own nation. We should prepare ourselves. That is, we ourselves, we are the obstacle in our way. Our forefathers have given chance to us, opportunity to us. They have removed the barriers and given us the authority to organize ourselves and take charge of our nation. So, our own intellectuals, our own masses, those who do not see that this is our nation and we should lead our nation, we should prepare our generations to take charge of the nation, to take charge of the all public institutions. May it be the judiciary, may it be the bureaucracy, may it be the uh, legislations, all aspects of life, right? So
All.
if we prepare our generation to take charge of all public institutions, we train them, we support them, we build them the history, we give them the vision, then only actually we will be able to enjoy independence in its real sense. It means we ourselves, our own thinking, our own conduct is the obstacle in our way for our full blooming.
Hmm.
The indigenous mass, if want to have its full blooming and no
So,
spread itself across the globe, then it has to remove from its mind that it is not their cup of tea to rule themselves. you
so
know
for
we
you
can
know,
we can rule ourselves. Okay.
so for
the
that, I think we need a organization, yeah, where we can
Yeah,
organize.
yeah, yeah, yeah. First of
Because
all,
as you said in the
that
beginning itself, that there is a lot of
yeah,
organization. It's a Mulnivasi
definitely.
organization, but
Yes,
these
yes, yes.
Brahmins are already penetrated over there. How can we say that these are the Mulnivasi organizations? Yeah. So I think if you can give few in the few liners, because we are at the end of the time,
Yeah.
that how can we find out such organizations, if there is any organization where can organize and we can liberate ourselves, we can get our independence.
The task is very simple. As I said, that you know to actually enjoy the independence, we need to organize ourselves.
Yeah.
you know and for that, whatever is declared in the preamble of the constitution, if we
Yeah.
have declared and we have accepted and proclaimed, and we have given to ourselves the constitution of India,
Yeah.
we says that we will be a democratic nation.
Yeah.
Then For that, we need people's organization,
Hmm.
which is actually democratic in nature.
Right.
So, organization which is democratic in nature, organization which is spread across the country, which has
National.
reach to
Yeah.
every part of the country, and organization which is inclusive of all the components of Indian population, that is the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, and converted minority.
Hmm.
A organization of that kind.
Mulliners.
It means
Yeah.
the organization which is now countrywide, all India based. The
Yeah.
organization is democratically functioning. The
Yeah.
organization which is inclusive, where all the indigenous people they are organized and they have the role to participate.
Yeah.
That kind of a organization, that kind of a
Hmm.
leadership, which looks forward for such a no
Yes.
convergence of such a organization, that will be the source. And I should take this opportunity and pride in saying that the All India Backward and Minority Communities Employees Federation,
Hmm.
although it is an employees federation to which I am the general secretary, national general secretary,
Yeah.
but it is actually the movement organization which uh, is interested in striving to develop such unity. And parallel to this, there is no organization other than this in this country which thinks on this line. And this organization, BAMCEF organization, has created all other organizations which are required to develop such unity of the mass and develop such system of democracy in this country, where Mulnivasi Sangh, Mulnivasi Vidyarthi Sangh, Mulnivasi Karmachari Kalyan Mahasangh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sabhyata Sangh,
Yes.
all
All
those
kind.
components and people's organization, not only in social cultural but in political aspect also,
Yeah.
we feel our people should develop and prosper in that direction. So that kind
Oh.
of efforts are being made by BAMCEP organization, that I can surely make a mention of. Definitely
Yes.
there can
Yes.
be other organization, because India is a very vast country, and some people
Yeah.
out of India also, like you are sitting in the
Yeah.
Gulf country,
Right.
you are also contributing in that direction. So people
Yeah.
those who believe in democracy, people those who think globally, and organization of them can actually help us to actually enjoy the independence in its real sense.
Right.
That is what I would like to respond to your question. And
I
once
think,
again, I
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So today's topic, I think, in all, whatever it could be done in this half an hour discussion, we have done it. We have put the lights on the topic itself, and we have gone into the history and come to the today's. So of the 75 years of the discussion, and then you have put that the what are the obstacles and what is the solution of it. I think that's the I am very much thankful to you that. You joined us and you discussed it so much in detail, and you put a light. We have given the path how to, to the people that how they can get the independence. So Mulnivasi or indigenous or original peoples of India, they should get the learning. They should learn the lesson from because this 15 August is coming, and onwards 15 August onwards from the two. They should take a vow. They must think how quickly how soon we can get our independence. Thank you so much, sir. We will be again in touch, and we will join in some other discussions someday. Thank you so much. Jabin, Jai Milwasi, Jai Samvidhan, Jai Bharat.
thank you. Happy Independence Day to all of you in advance. Thank
Yes,
you.
happy independence to all of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. Friends, you watch this. I am very thankful that you watch, and I hope that you will look, like, and share, and let it reach to the many of your family and friends. Tomorrow morning we have the discussion in Hindi. 10 a.m. morning. Tomorrow उदारीकरण राष्ट्रघातक मूल एस एस यादव प्रसिद्ध अर्थशास्त्री मुंबई महाराष्ट्र so please watch this tomorrow morning and with this we will end the program here. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, Jai Samvidhan, Jai Bharat, and happy Independence Day.
MNT न्यूज नेटवर्क को सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक और फॉलो करना ना भूलें। साथ ही बेल आइकॉन दबाकर जन जागृति की मुहिम में जुड़े रहें।